you all to the third episode of ICYF Young Business Hub Inspiring Stories series, Young Startups. On the behalf of the Islamic Cooperation Youth Forum, we are very pleased to have for today's session our esteemed participants that you are, and of course our guest speaker. It's an esteemed pleasure to have him here today, who will be sharing with us an inspiring story of his startup project, which is called the Pakvitae, a project which aims at eradicating clean water by pioneering indigenous water purification solutions to provide safe and affordable drinking water to the world. So to this end, I cannot go on without, of course, thanking him once again for coming here and the fact that he did not spare any effort to come today and share with us his source of inspiration. So ladies and gentlemen, needless to say, we know water is essential to our life, yet more than 780 million people globally or in the world are lacking access to basic water or clean water, let's say. We all know that water crisis has both short and long-term repercussions on our society. So today, we're definitely looking forward to hear from our speaker, who will enlighten us more about the issue and why the project became a major core for his struggle in improving the well-being of humans in his environment and, of course, beyond his environment. We are glad to witness these kinds of projects, which empowers young people, people in general, with the fundamental human need, providing them with hope, better health conditions, and of course, to break up from the vicious cycle we call poverty. These distinguished ladies and gentlemen, as you know the usual, you know the drill. The speaker shall speak for at least 20 to 30 minutes, and we shall open the floor for question and answer session. So let's dive into what brought us here today. Like I told you, our speaker will be sharing with us his life-changing journey, and this project will give us a glimpse on how to fill those lapses we usually find ourselves in when we are trying to set up our respective projects. So before handing over the mic to him, allow me to just say one or few things about this amazing person. Our speaker of today, ladies and gentlemen, is from the Islamic Republic of Pakistan. He's a chemical engineering graduate from the University of Engineering and Technology at Lahore. And now he's currently working at the research and application and application engineer with his team members on the startup I mentioned earlier, a startup that we all know that provides clean drinking water to our beloved population. Distinguished participants, I don't want to monopolize the mic. I will allow the speaker to speak more about himself. So without further ado, please join me in welcoming Mr. Haider Waseem. Mr. Haider, this stage is all yours. Thank you very much.
Assalamu alaikum, everyone, and thank you, Didi. And I welcome you and thank you all for taking your time out of your life. As we all know that there are a lot of challenges going on with all of around the globe. So let me just quickly give you some facts related to waterborne diseases that everyone is suffering. Water is one of those fundamental resources that are essential to every life. It's a paradoxical situation that life's own dependence on water is an inherent medium of its elaboration. We may change or replace every aspect of our social and societal requirements, but what we can never replace is water. Its relationship to life is not just directly proportional, but exponential. So hence at Pakvitae, our idea is to develop technologies that can solve the prevailing challenges with an immense potential to overcome future obstacles. So what we are doing with our startup is we are challenging the status quo. So the biggest challenge we face is to educate people about the increasing problems with the water. So without any further ado, I would like to take you to my screen, and just a moment. So my startup, I hope you everyone is be able to see my screen. So my startup is about water and it's known as Pakvitae. Uh, and our tagline is pure water for humanity. So just alone in Pakistan, 80 million people are suffering from waterborne related diseases. So, and globally, there are around 2.1 billion people that suffers from water related diseases, and the numbers are increasing exponentially since we all know that the water resources are becoming minimal. So we have to find the solution, and we have to devise the technologies so that we can counter those issues. So when I first moved to Lahore, which is my educational town, I suffered from diarrhea, and fortunately, I'm lucky enough to afford my medical expenses. So I was able to afford my expenses, and I lost literally 10 kgs. And that was the moment I decided with my team members, one of my seniors and one of my batchmate. I would like to mention his name as well, Osama Tanveer, and my senior Shayan and Salan. We together developed a water filter, and we thought that this water filter should be accessible to everyone around the globe. It should be affordable. The cost of its production should be minimal, and it should be accessible to everyone. So we started working on it, and after a lot of design iteration, we finally were able to get our very own patented hollow fiber membrane technology based water filter. I will not go into technical details for now. So the water filter looks like this. The outside, it looks like green color and related to our the flag of our country. The design iteration may vary in future, but for now it looks like this. And from inside, it contains hollow fiber membranes, which basically cleans the water. When the water goes in, it has specific diameters on the outside, which does not allow viruses and bacteria of up to size 10 nanometers. So in that way, one side of the water goes in and it cleans the water, and the clean water goes outside from the other end. So you can see these are the material used in this. Polyether sulfone is the material which is basically used in the production of this filter. And you can see there are different viruses and bacteria and waters that are present. And one of the biggest challenge is to realize the nation that what are they facing. So this is the problem, and what our filter does, take the water in and just clean it. We have polyether sulfone module inside of our filter, and it goes like it cleans the water, and we have all the certification which proves that our water filter works just fine. So, and the one of the most important feature of our filter is that it is very easy to use. It is just like plug and play. You just have to attach our filter to any water source, no matter it is a tap or any water container. You just have to plug it in, and you just have to remove the cap and lower it down. And with the potential difference of water and the height and the ground, the water just flows like this, and you can have clean water anytime, anywhere you want. So one of the most important feature that separates our startup from other product line is that we are 6 times more cheaper, we are 6 times more faster, and we have 4 times more capacity. So the main inspiration comes from a very renowned brand in the United States that is known as Livestraw. But what we do different is we sell it cheaper, and the flow rate is 1 liter per minute, which is way much faster. And the capacity, it means that it can filter 400,000 of liters of water in its lifespan, which is great, amazing. So we have two product lines. One is known as Potential Plus, and the other is Community Master. So the Potential Plus goes to the direct consumer product stream, and it cost us $10, and we are selling it online at a price of $20. And has a life of 4 years, but we do recommend that you change the filter after 2 years, just in case. But it has a lifespan of 4 years. We have tested it. We are certified from SGS Internationals. And the other setup is community filtration. It costs us $300, and we are selling it for $500. Of course, the capacity goes up with this setup. And with this, we have a plan of micro entrepreneurs. With this setup, we are planning to implant these setups into refugee camps. As we all know that Pakistan hosts around 4 millions of Afghan refugees in our country. In Islamabad and in Hyderabad, different parts of Pakistan, we have Afghan refugee camps. So what we are planning to do, we are trying to give away these setups with the help of microfinance companies, just like Al Ahwat, which is a very well-known company in Pakistan. So what we will do, we will fund those filters with the help of microfinance companies, and they will set up their own water filtration setups and will sell the water to their communities. And that way they will be able to pay back for the filter with the help of microfinance companies to us, and we will make our system, our company, sustainable. This is the other setup, and the Potential Plus, this is the other setup. We are selling this online. So Potential Plus goes to online selling distribution, and we have some established distribution channels, and we are selling this unit to local people and our army, Pakistan Army as well. And Community Master, like I said, it goes for slum, refugee camps, and microfinance companies. And we are also considering CSR departments of various multinational companies, just like Angro or Fauji Fertilizer, big companies in Pakistan already. So far, what we have done, with the help of Young Water Solutions, we have raised a grant of $7,700, and we have impacted the people are located there. And from one more grant of $4,500 from University of San Diego, we have worked for a remote village in Faisalabad. We have given out these units to them because people over there were suffering from hepatitis C, which was a very common disease. So we think that we have eradicated that problem to some extent. So far, we have placed 5 waterpreneurs. We call our waterpreneurs as in, with the help of microfinance companies, we have planted 5 water entrepreneurs. We enable them to sell their own water in their community. In that way, they are able to support their families, and they've been able to generate some income. And we have a total online sales of 10,000 units. And also we have sell 300 units to UNICEF as well. So far, our units is around 10,000 to 10,300 units maybe. And so far, the total profit we have generated is $100,000. And people we have impacted is around 10,000. So there's a great saying that I've seen from one of my previous experience. It is said by Ahmed Ashkar. We have been to Health Prize as well. He said that there is no better gift to humanity than making an impact, and I strongly believed in that. I believe that we made an impact, and the fact that motivated me to start this thing was thinking that I suffered from a disease. I was fortunate enough to afford my medical expenses, but in Pakistan there are a lot of people who are not able to afford their own medical expenses, and people are not even aware that the water they drink is not good quality, that is going to be like guaranteeing their health. So the major challenge we are facing right now is to educate people that the water they are drinking is not good. So that's all from my side. It's all about my startup. If you have any questions, you're welcome.
Thank you very much, Mr. Haider, for your brilliant speech and insight, and also for letting us know what actually made you take this decision of yours. And I like what you said in the beginning when you referred to challenging the status quo, because this platform is all about that, coming and discussing with our dear participants, trying to change the status quo, like how can we improve the living conditions of our people? How can we improve um, the different standards that are surrounding us? And you have a project which is very fundamental for us, and I keep even telling uh, my younger ones that the next conflict in the war is going to be around water scarcity and of course food security. And you are actually doing something great for the world. And I hope your project shall extend beyond Pakistan, and because we have the same problem even in the African continent, even in my country, Cameroon. Many people suffer from waterborne related diseases. And you see, you had to go through a pain, which was a wake up call for you to actually come up with this project. So Alhamdulillah, I'm very happy to hear that. And last but not the least, of course, you mentioned that there is no better gift to humanity than making an impact. And I totally share this proverb and quote you mentioned. So I don't want to talk too much. I think the students should be doing the talking. So let me just go to the chat box and see who raised their hands, and I'll give them the floor. And yeah, so students, just be precise. You know the drill already. So let me first call Miss Esnaira Salem. I hope I pronounced your name well. Or is it Mr.?
Yes,
Okay, Miss. Sorry. Thank you.
thank you so much, Eddie. I couldn't be more happier to have this presentation. I'm really actually excited and I have lots of things, but I'll make it quick. First of all, I really like the presentation. I'm really interested in water-related projects. So I'm asking to if you could just share the presentation to us later, and also to our presenter, can we have your email also, we can get in touch with you somehow, because I'm really working on a water related project in Madagascar with my team, and I think that this your product is really going to be helpful to us. My question is, you've talked about the community filtration. Could you please elaborate more on how it works, because that's what we something that we wanted to incorporate with our project. And second is, would you be interested to collaborate in a social innovation project, because that's what we are doing. We wanted to the same thing with you. We wanted to help a certain community in Madagascar, to have a quality standard water uh, in our community. That would be all. Thank you so much.
Thank you for the question. So about waterpreneurs, so how it works, if you can see my screen, so what we will do, we will contact microfinance companies. Just for example, Alahuat. Alahuat is a microfinance company based in Pakistan. So what we will do, we will make a contract with them. We will say that you go to this particular Afghan community, Afghan camps or refugee camps. You pick up those particular young men who shows interest in becoming an entrepreneur. So they will fund them. They will fund them and show them a way to us. With that funding from Alahuat, they will come to our offices, and we will, with the help of Alahuat, they will provide evidences that this is the eligible person. So what we will do, we will provide the equipment, and we will say take some amount from them, which is provided to them by Alahuat. So with the help of Al Huwat, which is already an established microfinance channel. So what we will do, we will be taking a minimal amount month by month without any interest. So in that way, we will be empowering that one person. He will be selling the water to his community, making some money, supporting his family, and paying back to Al Huwat month by month. So in that way, our company will be sustaining, okay, and he will be generating money for his family and for his company, and providing clean water to his community as well. And for the last question, yes, of course, I will definitely share my email ID, and I would love to work with you. I will provide you all of my details, and we will, for sure, inshallah, we will make a collaboration with your project.
Thank you very much. We'll be moving to the next question. I'm actually expecting lots of questions in this session because this is really an interesting topic. So I only see a few hands up. So participants, please, let's make use of Mr. Haider today because we don't see him every day. So I'd like to move to the next participant who is from Brunei. Can we have Lokman Hamdan, please? Is he here?
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Yes.
Yes, please, go ahead.
Thank you, Mr. Haider, Waseem, for your presentation. It was really good, and I'm very proud of you. Thank you for being so inspiring. I have one question for you. Do you guys have any plan in the future to maybe develop a technology that can clean a lake? Because we have that problem in Brunei where our lake is very contaminated because of people keep on throwing rubbish there whatsoever. In the future, maybe you can share your plans. I saw Japanese company develop the product, and maybe you have that plan in the future. And that's all. Thank you.
Thank you, Lukman, for your question. So, yeah, we are working on reverse osmosis. The problem you have mentioned is related to clean salinated water. I guess depending upon the water quality, we will be having different kind of products to treat the water accordingly. So for lake water, we have to assess the quality, the TDS amount, and other things present in the water. So according to that, we'll be able to develop a filter. Yes, we are working. From my experience, and I'm guessing that you guys are facing from salinated water. So what we are working on, yes, we are working on reverse osmosis without any high power motor to pull out the water and create a vacuum. So we are working on that, inshallah. Very soon we'll be launching our very own product, which will be a alternate for reverse osmosis without any power. We are working on it. We are facing some challenges on it, but inshallah very soon we'll be developing a technology to solve that problem as well, inshallah.
Thank you very much for your question. Can we go to the next person, Mr. Said? What's name, please?
Sorry. Assalamualaikum. Am I audible?
Excellent.
Am I audible?
Yes, you're audible. We can hear you.
Assalamualaikum everyone. So I'm Hassan from Pakistan. I have a question for Heather. That can you explain, like, when you made your product? So what was your strategy of like selling it in the market? Because I myself is a young entrepreneur. I'm 18 and I launched my startup, and its name is the Revolutionary Technology, and like we are selling a ultraviolet rays product that kill virus. So I just wanted to learn from your experience that, and I want your suggestions that how can we, like being the beginner and new in the market, sell our product. Thank you.
Thank you, Syed Hasnan, for the question. So what I can suggest you in the beginning, you might have a very little capital or investment. So what I can recommend you, go for social marketing, social media marketing. What we did in the beginning, we were lucky enough to had a grant at that time. We raised a grant. We had and we had an investor which was very generous. So in that way, we were able to take our business to the next level. So what you can do right now, you can go for social media marketing and run some campaigns and do a marketing, but with your own resources. Don't pay to any marketing team right away. So what you can do with your limited resources, you can go for social media marketing. Instagram is a very tested and very resourceful social media platform. So use that, run some paid campaigns, have a little budget for that, like $10 a day. You'll be set to go, inshallah.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Okay, could we have Miss Raisa from Madagascar, please?
Yes. Thank you so much, Mr. Haider, for the presentation. It was really insightful and interesting. Actually, my friend asked you a question and also want to collaborate a while ago, Isnaira. So my community in Madagascar, like our the source of water that we're using are groundwater, which is from the wells. And mostly the problem is not really the micro, but the aesthetic conditions of the water. Like, for example, the smell and also the taste. Sometimes it's not really satisfying when you drink it. So my question is, does your filter also, I mean, what is your suggestion about that? What can we do? Or is the filter is also working on that aspect?
Yeah.
Thank
Okay.
you.
Thank you, Raisa,
Thank you
for the
very
question.
much.
So, yeah. So, what our filter does, it removes all the viruses and bacteria. So, for the order, I'm not sure. We didn't have faced any problem with the order right away. But we have clean water from lakes, from you see underground water. The quality of water in Pakistan, it doesn't give the order. So I'll have your email address, and I'll write down your question. So I'll be getting back with a proper question after discussing this with my teammates. So after that, I'll be able to provide you a very accurate question to your answer to your question.
Thank you so much. That would be
You're welcome, Raisa.
Thank you very much for your question, Raisa. Please, may I have Mafugi Ba?
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Thank you very much, Mr. Haider. Actually, I was late to join, but this is going to be a general question, actually. I have seen instances whereby some organizations would organize some pitch competitions for entrepreneurs. But among the conditions of the pitch competition would be, once you win those prizes, it will be in the form of an equity investment. So, as somebody who's been in the business for a while, I would like to know what your advice would be for upcoming entrepreneurs with regards to these kinds of investments to our young entrepreneurs. As in, once they accept them, then there will be terms and conditions, as in, there will be share of your company that will be owned by those organizations. I hope you understand my question. Thank you.
Thank you for the question. Yes, I totally understand it, and it is not a problem that if you share some of your equity with the investor, it's actually bringing a lot of resources to your company, and it is going to add a lot of value for your startup. So I suggest you go with that. Have some terms and conditions with your lawyer, understand those, and inshallah you'll be having all things of like streamlined, because your investor will be having a lot of resources, he'll be having more contacts, so you'll be set up. So what you can do with this model, you can have an equity with your investor, and when he'll be investing in your startup, you'll be you'll per month you'll be taking out salary for your own work. Okay, so in that way you'll be drawing out some of your salary from the investment as well, and you'll be having some percentage in the company as well. So in future, when your company will be making money, so annually or quarterly, you can draw your profit out of it, and you'll be having your salary per month as well. So this is my answer, and I really appreciate that you accept the equity-based investment. That is gonna add a lot of value to your startup, inshallah.
Thank you very much. So before I proceed to the other participants. I would like to read one question that was sent to me. Dear Mr. Waseem, thank you very much for sharing your innovation strategy with us. I'll be delighted if you inform us on how you could convince locals to use your gadget, what certificates you had to get to make it applicable into the market.
Sorry, can you come again?
Okay, let me repeat slowly so that okay, he would like you to inform him how he can convince locals to use your gadget. What certificates did you get to make it applicable into the market?
Okay, so we are SGS certified company. SGS certified is Swiss-based international company which certifies companies all around the globe and give them tag that this company, this product is valuable and it is tested in their laboratories. So we have those certifications, so he'll be good to go. And apart from that, we have patent in Europe, US, and Africa as well. So it will not be a problem for him. You just have to run some campaigns, or if you need anything, any more certifications from us, I'll be glad to share.
Thank you very much. Please, may I have Mr. Ahmed Nawid Zahid from Afghanistan?
Hello, good evening, dear friends, especially Mr. Waseem. Do you hear me?
Okay, please go ahead.
Yeah, do you hear me? Sorry. Yeah, thank you very much. I have a question. Thank you for raising this point, as you said, about the importance of social media and also being present in the internet. My question is this, how we can take the most benefit from internet. For example, if we study the life of very successful people, especially Elon Musk, Bill Gates, Jack Ma, even they left their education and they saw some power and value in the internet. So how we can use the internet for the benefit of our startup, and how do you use it in your business? Is it clear, my question? Sorry.
Yes. Thank you, Ahmed, for the question. So for internet, you have to have your website very SEO optimized, and you have to use those certain keywords to make sure that your product reach out to the customers and everyone who is demanding. So you have to run a very targeted marketing about your product. You have to have a very successful and target-oriented social media campaigns. You have to use Google AdSense. So in that way, you with SEO optimization with Google AdSense and with social media marketing on Instagram and on Facebook, you'll be able to benefit from internet from that.
Thank you very much, Mr. Waseem. Please, I can see Pakistan is my brothers from Pakistan. I'm really looking forward to hear from you. Can we have Brother Harim Manzoor from Pakistan? Oh, it's a she. Sorry, my apologies.
Assalamualaikum. Am I audible enough?
Can you speak a little bit audible because we can't hear you?
Am I audible now?
Yes, now we can hear you. Thank you.
Okay. First of all, Haider, I'm really glad to see you working in Pakistan. It's a really great idea that you're presenting over here today. My question is, the filter that you're providing here, does it vary according to the areas, different areas? Likewise, if I would talk about Lahore or Islamabad or Quetta, the water consistencies or the minerals over here are different than other areas. So does it vary according to the areas, or is just made for all the areas?
Yeah, thank you very much for the question. It's a very important question. So what our filter does, it does have a specific diameter. So it only allows water molecules to get inside of the filters, and does allow only water filters to pass through and cleans the water. So no matter what quality of water is present there, it is gonna separate the viruses and bacteria and every other particle up to a size of 10 nanometers. So you're good to go. And the smallest of viruses around of about 10 nanometers. So you'll be having clean water after treating with our filter.
Thank you very much. Please, I have Asghar Khan from Pakistan as well. Asghar Khan? Okay, maybe the person is not here. Okay, can we have Mr. Wirbar from Cameroon? Wirbar Tato?
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. I would like to first of all congratulate Mr. Waseem for that wonderful presentation on water hygiene and sanitation, because I equally work in that domain and I know what it takes. What people don't understand, because as we call it, water is life, but we know we have difficulties, we have challenges in the field. Like for instance, now we're into crisis, and there is a lot of water crisis in Cameroon, not only because of the war, but because we, the youth, we are just waiting for the government to do everything. We don't want to take a challenge and do something. And I'm glad that Mr. Waseem, he has done something that is inspiring the youth around the world. And I would like that we take as a challenge and implement it in our own various localities. But now I would like to know from him the challenges he encountered in setting up his company in terms of finances, although we vary in the geographical location and we have different tax policies. So I'd like to know from him the challenges that he really faced in setting up his company and how he secured funding for his project, if it can be extended to other regions.
Thank you very much for the thank you very much for the question. So in the beginning, when we were in the university, we did participated in various competitions. We went to, our teammates went to France or Belgium, United States, and London. We happened to raise funding from those competitions. We did not miss any opportunity in our home country, and we secured every funding that was around us. So we made sure that we don't skip any of them, and we made our presence there. We talk about our startup. We ran some social media campaigns. We made our startup famous so that people knows. And we had some meetings with the politicians, with the ministers, with the health ministers. So we made sure that we don't miss any opportunity. And apart from that, we went to my teammate Osama, my batchmate. He went to Belgium. He went to United States. He presented our startup there, and he actually won some of the grants that I've showed in the presentation. And after that, we were looking for sponsorships. We won a local competition known as Hult Prize. We didn't have funding to go to Dubai, which was there was in other competitions. We were not able to afford the airplane tickets and hotel expenses. So we were looking for a sponsor to help us to go there. So we presented our startup, and luck happened. He liked our startup and he showed interest, and we got funding in that way. And this is the way things works. You talk about your startup, and things come your own way.
Thank you very much for your question, Mr. Wilbur. I think Asghar sent me the question in the chat box, and the person is asking, my question is, does the equipment screen toxic metals like arsenic, chromium, lead, nickel, which is toxic and carcinogenic?
Yeah. So thank you, Askar. Yeah. Thank you, Askar, for the question. So we are working on that. We are not yet achieved to that level because we are facing a challenge whenever we are trying to separate those metallic components. The surface of our filter becomes weakened. So we are going to utilize charcoal and other technologies to remove the arsenic and carcinogenic material from our filter. So right now it does not remove the metallic components, but in the future, inshallah, we were working on it.
Inshallah. Thank you so much, Mr. Waseem. Mr. Lukman, do you have another question? Because I can see you raising your hand again. Mr. Lukman from Brunei? I think it was just a mistake. Anyways, let's have our last question from Ramim Mahmood from Pakistan. Oh, there's another hand. Okay.
Assalamu alaikum. First of all, I would like to congratulate Mr. Haider for such a great presentation, and I'm really proud of him as he is representing Pakistan today on this platform. I want to ask that when you started this idea, as it's a very unique and difficult idea, what were the difficulties you faced in the beginning?
Okay, yeah, thank you, for the question. So the biggest challenge was the status quo. Challenging the status quo. The people does not realize the problem they are facing. They rather drink the tap water coming straight from their taps rather than purchasing the clean water. So the biggest challenge was that convincing them, educating them that the water they drink is not drinkable. So this was the biggest challenge we faced.
All right, thank you very much. Can I have, do you want to ask another question?
Yeah, I want to ask that then how you educate and how do you influence people for your idea? What do you do?
Okay, so for social media, we ran some social media campaigns, and for some communities, and like I mentioned, that we impacted people in Afghan camps, refugee camps. So what we did, we nominated certain group leaders in those camps. We selected certain people who volunteered that they are willing to eradicate this problem. So we educated them, and they from their part they informed their communities that this needs to be done, and they were not able to get the idea that how they are getting sick. So in that way, the person from their own community educated that this is a problem they are facing. So in that way, we educated them. So for the people in our cities, we ran some social media campaigns through Instagram marketing or Facebook marketing. We did ran some campaigns. So in that way, we educated people.
Oh, okay, thank you.
Welcome.
Such a nice idea you have. You're working really great.
Thank you, Ramin.
Thank you, Ramin. Can I have Esnaira?
Yes, I wanted to ask last one thing. You ended your presentation by talking about making an impact. With your company, what is the greatest impact that you've made in the community? Because I think that's where we can draw our greatest inspiration, is how you make a difference to the lives of the people. Thank you.
Thank you, Esnaira. So when we saw that there are 4 million Afghan refugees. So we thought that why don't we enable them? Why don't we empower them? So we come up with the idea of waterpreneurs with the help of microfinance companies. So we enable them. They were not able to support their families. They were not able to afford medical facilities. So what we did, we thought personally that this is the biggest impact, that enabling someone, empowering somebody to change their lifestyles, to change the lifestyles of their community, providing clean water to their communities. So this is the major thing I think our company thinks that this is the major impact we created in our society.
Thank you very much. Let us have the last question from Emmanuel Cooper, please, from Liberia. Emmanuel Cooper.
Yeah, thank you very much. Good afternoon from Liberia and good morning and good evening to your end. My name is Emmanuel. I'm from Liberia. Thank you so much, sir, for your splendid presentation. I want to know, where did he really get his inspiration, and how can he give us some directions as to how he intend to expand on his project or company in other parts of the world, that is perhaps here, because in Liberia here, one of the things that we face has to do with sanitation, and hearing from him talking about this great idea, it is very much inspiring, and I just hope and pray that he can be able to tell us where he really get his inspiration and how can he extend it here so that we can be able to benefit from it. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thank you, Emmanuel, for the question. So the thing inspired me that I've explained in my presentation, that I got sick when I moved to Lahore. So that thing inspired me to do something for the masses in my country. So me, along with my teammates, Osama, Shayan, and Arsalan, we've started working on a water filter. We made sure that it is affordable and accessible to everyone around the globe. So this was the major inspiration of building a water filter. And we know that in Pakistan and everywhere around the globe, water is the most important and major component, and it is irreplaceable component in our life. So we made sure that we work on that. And talking about making extend and expand our company. So thanks to ICYF, thanks to YBH, that they have provided us, and they are connecting all the young entrepreneurs around the globe, just like you and many other people who are watching me. They'll be reaching out to me and sharing email addresses. So we'll be collaborating with them. So in that way, I'm seeing that in my previous meetings with ICYF and YBH, I have connected to a lot of wonderful people. So this is the major. I would like to thank ICYF and OIC to providing for this wonderful opportunity to meet all the young entrepreneurs around the globe. So I'm in talks with one of my very good friend from Gambia. His name is Mustafa. And inshallah, I have his startup is related to water as well, and inshallah we'll be doing a collaboration with him as well. He's working with the water filtration system, and likewise I have a friend in Lebanon as well. So in that way, we are planning to expand our business inshallah in various parts of the world.
Inshallah.
Okay. Thank you so much, but I would also love to get your contacts, because I would really like to chat with you, to be able to network with you, and also to get some information about your institution. Thank you so much, and I hope to get your WhatsApp number, your email, and so forth. Thank you.
Inshallah. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Emmanuel, and thank you so much, Mr. Haider. This is why we create such a platform, because of networking, and of course for people to discover other opportunities or other projects that people are doing in different parts of the world. This is the whole idea about these inspiring stories. And today you did not only inspire one or two persons, but you have inspired a million, because we are going to take back your message to our people and on the importance of pure water for humanity. So I just want to conclude by saying that we don't need to wait for illness to make an impact in the community. His story was amazing. His story was very inspiring, but this is just a wake-up call telling us that people are in dire need of fundamental and basic stuff So we need to put our hands together. We need to think deeply. We need to think of ways where we can improve our well-being and the people around us. So on the behalf of ICYF President and of course the General Secretary of ICYF, we express our gratitude to Mr. Haider Waseem. Thank you for sacrificing your time for the benefit of this enriching discussion that allowed the participants to fill in many loopholes they were surrounded with. Usually at ICYF, we have a tradition of, giving a token of appreciation, but today we can just send our greetings through a virtual platform. But we hope very soon we'll see you in Istanbul. We hope very soon you will be able to come and also implement your projects here in different communities. Why not? This is the whole idea of our platform. So without further ado, I would like to conclude the session by saying, Mr. Haider, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala assist you in your daily task. And like I said, I hope to really see you soon. And of course, I cannot finish my remarks without reiterating my deep gratitude to all the participants this afternoon, and also to the staff of ICYF, whose commitment and personal involvement has enabled this discussion to achieve its objectives. So that said, see you soon. Stay tuned. That was your programs. I'll see you next week, inshallah. And inshallah, I think Mr. Haider, you'll communicate, you give us your details so that we can give it to the participants as well. So thank you very much, Mr. Haider. It was nice to meet you.
Let's take a picture.
Yes, for sure. Yes, open your respective cameras. Let's have a picture, and then I'll see you soon. Is someone taking? Okay, I think I'm taking. All right. Thank you so much, Mr. Haider.
Please don't forget to share it with us, please. Please share it with